This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Filipina teen tennis star Alex Eala is through to the third round of the Miami Open after a dramatic three-set comeback over Laura Siegemund, setting up a high-stakes clash with Poland's Magda Linette. Rain or shine overcame an 18-point deficit and a late ejection to edge TNT Tropang 5G at the Smart Araneta Coliseum Friday in the PBA 50th Season Commissioner's Cup. Fil-Am NBA star Jordan Clarkson is open to suiting up for Gilas Pilipinas again as the team sets its sights on the 2026 Asian Games in Japan. The Philippine National Volleyball Federation is facing controversy after Tonyboy Liao detailed administrative, contract, and visa issues surrounding former women's team coach Jorge de Brito. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, 20th of March. Now, here's our roundup brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission, the Philippine Olympic Committee, and the NST-IAC. Filipina standout Alex Eala advanced to the third round of the Miami Open after a gritty 4-6, 7-5, 6-3 comeback win over Laura Siegemund at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Ayala battled through a match that stretched beyond 3 hours, adjusting to Siegemund's tricky off-tempo style with patience and composure. After dropping the first set, the 20-year-old stayed within range in the second before breaking at 6-5 to force a decider. She then took control in the third, grabbing an early break and holding steady under pressure to steal the win.
I think just focusing on the next point, and it could go either way. So the tension never really releases, you know, and 1 point could change everything. So I think that kept me going.
Up next, Ayala faces Magda Linette of Poland in the round of 32 after the Polish veteran stunned world number 3 Iga Swiatek. The upset denied a potential rematch between Ayala and Swiatek, whom the Filipina beat during her breakthrough semifinal run in Miami last year. Instead, Ayala meets Linette for the fourth time on tour, with the 34-year-old holding a 2-1 edge, although Ayala won their most recent clash earlier this season in Auckland. A former top 20 player and three-time WTA champion Linette presents another tough test with their round of 32 match scheduled Saturday, Manila time. Meantime, even amid a grueling season, Filipina tennis star Alex Eala is carving out time for life beyond tennis. At the Miami Open, Ayala highlighted the importance of balancing a demanding schedule with personal time. The 20-year-old also shared her love for fashion accessories, noting she has a soft spot for high-end bags, including a Birkin. Despite the busy season, Ayala is making sure to enjoy moments off the court, keeping her mind fresh as she competes at the highest level.
I like going on matcha runs. I like shopping. I like nature, like I like going to the beach and stuff, but those I need a little bit more time. It doesn't happen as often as I would like it to.
Rain or shine pulled off a thrilling 112-109 victory over TNT on Friday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum in the PBA 50th Season Commissioner's Cup. The Elasto Painters overcame an early 18-point deficit to improve to 2-0 in the standings. The game took a heated turn in the fourth quarter when Jalen Johnson and Glenn Cobuntin were ejected following a punching incident at the 6:20 mark. Despite losing Johnson, Rain or Shine held firm with Kaylan Tiongson and Adrian Nocum stepping up when it mattered most. Nocum delivered the decisive layup over Bol Bol with 9.8 seconds remaining. TNT's Bol missed a 3 on the final possession, ending their comeback attempt.
I guess I have a really good bunch of guys who have high character, who can play with a lot of effort. We sustained our pace for 48 minutes. I think that's the only way you can beat TNT with Bol Bol is you have to play with pace for 48 minutes.
Bol finished with 38 points and 16 rebounds, but it wasn't enough to stop the Elasto Painters from securing the win and joining the league's early leaders. Meantime, Rain or Shine head coach Yeng Giao defended import Jalen Johnson after his ejection in the fourth quarter. The fiery tactician says the Elasto Painter import is actually a nice guy who was simply provoked during the heated sequence with TNT Tropang 5G forward Glenn Cobuntin. The two got entangled while battling for position on a rebound with just over 6 minutes left before the exchange escalated and both players were thrown out of the game.
Full effort by Jalen, no? It's just too bad nangyari yung incident. But sobrang bait ng taong yun, no? Kaya lang yun napikon dahil pinikon talaga siya. So kung gusto kong pikunin yung import ng ibang team, gagawin ko lang. Isang basurang player, papasuntok ko lang yung player na yun. So, ganun lang nangyari. No? So, well, we accepted that when it happened. Sabi ko, tanggapin na natin. Hindi natin maisasave si Jalen. So we just have to play without him.
Even without their import down the stretch, the Elasto Painters hung on to beat TNT and walk away with a hard-fought win. Jordan Clarkson may once again wear the Gilas Pilipinas jersey after saying he is open to returning for the 2026 Asian Games. In an interview with Essentially Sports, the Fil-Am NBA guard said he is looking into the possibility of rejoining the national team for the games in Aichi, Nagoya, Japan. Clarkson said representing the Philippines remains important to him, especially as Gilas continues to chase bigger international goals, including a potential path toward the Olympics. I'm looking into it. I know it's the Asian Games this summer. Hopefully, I get a chance to compete. I want to, but we'll see how it goes. For us and for me, not making the Olympics and not fully accomplishing what we want to accomplish in the World Cup. Reaching the goal of having a chance to make the Olympics, I think, is a big thing for me and to represent the country. That's what Jordan Clarkson said. Should his return push through, Clarkson would give Gilas a major boost as the national team looks to defend the historic gold medal it won in Hangzhou. Under the warm Thursday sun at Gold Coast Stadium, the Filipinas completed a storybook comeback, booking their spot in the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup with a 2-0 win over Uzbekistan. But the headlines weren't just about the score, as they were also about a young playmaker making her mark on the world stage. 23-year-old Jael Marie Guy orchestrated both goals in the second half. Angie Beard opened the scoring with a volley off Guy's cross, and 5 minutes later, Jackie Sawicki converted another precise delivery from Guy to double the lead. Guy, named player of the match, still credited.
I'm a little bit lost for words, to be honest, but the one thing that I will say is we came here with a very young squad of, I think, with an average age of 23 or 24, and to have one of our future stars, I think a star on the world stage, play so well in a big game like this and help us qualify for a World Cup is a testament to her and her family.
Guy, named player of the match, still credited the team and staff for the historic victory.
Definitely, as someone who's younger on the team, this is something that I've dreamed about since being little. I feel like going to a World Cup is something that seems unreachable until it actually happens. I just feel very excited and grateful because although I'm so grateful to get the player of the match, I couldn't have done it without the team.
The match also showcased Torcaso's tactical flexibility. Beard, traditionally a defender, played high up the pitch and contributed directly to the attack, a strategic move that proved effective. With an average age of 23 to 24, the Philippines combined youth talent with experienced players. The team has now secured its place in the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil and will join hosts Australia, Japan, China and South Korea in the tournament. The controversy surrounding the Philippine National Volleyball Federation deepened when a more detailed statement from Tonyboy Liao surfaced, one that pulled back the curtain on administrative decisions, contracts, and even visa complications involving head coach Jorge de Brito. According to Liao, the issue involved technical and legal matters tied to De Brito's role with the national team. He explained that De Brito's visa had been issued through the Philippine Sports Commission specifically for his position as head coach of the women's national team. However, when his contract was terminated by the previous PNVF administration, the implications went beyond employment. The mention of Capital One added another layer to the controversy, hinting at overlapping roles and possible conflicts of interest. Officials and stakeholders continue to review the matter, citing administrative, contractual, and visa-related issues surrounding head coach Jorge de Brito. The PNVF and other involved parties say they are working towards resolving the concerns through dialogue to ensure clarity in governance and operations moving forward. Jordan Clarkson is heating up for the Knicks and fans are buzzing online. Over his last 4 games, where the Knicks went 3-1, Clarkson has averaged 15 points on 54.5% shooting, including 46% from 3, while logging about 22 minutes per game. He's also averaged 2.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 0.5 steals, providing scoring bursts off the bench. His standout performance came against the Utah Jazz, exploding for 27 points on 10 of 15 shooting, hitting 3 of 5 from 3 in just 26 minutes. Clips of Clarkson's microwave scoring have trended on X and Reddit, with fans calling for more playing time. But Clarkson's offensive impact has been largely scoring-centric, with modest assist and playmaking numbers, and his defense can be inconsistent in prolonged stretches. That's where Miles McBride could be more valuable. McBride averages 12.9 points, 2.8 assists, and 1.1 steals per game, while shooting 42% from 3 and logging 24 to 25 minutes, showing he can create for others, run the second unit, and contribute on both ends. With McBride nearing a return from a sports hernia injury, his all-around guard skills make him likely to reclaim key bench minutes, potentially cutting into Clarkson's time as the Knicks look towards the playoffs. The East-topping Detroit Pistons have been dealt a major blow after star guard Cade Cunningham was diagnosed with a collapsed lung, an injury that will sideline him for at least 2 weeks. Cunningham suffered the injury during Detroit's game against Washington, with the team initially listing the issue as back spasms before further tests revealed the more serious condition. The timing is tough for the Pistons, with Cunningham playing a central role in Detroit's breakthrough season as both its floor leader and franchise star. Head coach J.B. Bickerstaff said the team will miss not just his talent, but also his leadership and daily presence around the group. Detroit, however, continues to push forward after reaching its first 50-win season since 2007-2008 and will now try to protect its position in the East while waiting for Cunningham's return. Meanwhile, here are the results from around the league. TNT's much ballyhooed import, Bol Bol, seems as good as advertised, but the Tropang 5G still lost to the rain or shine Elasto Painters. What does that say about Bol's impact beyond the stats, and where might teams look to exploit him? We'll find out later when we are joined by basketball analyst Jay Mercado when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Even with Bol Bol putting on a show, TNT fell to rain or shine. Now, does his dominance on the stat sheet tell the full story? Or are there ways teams can capitalize on his game? Joining us to discuss Bol Bol's PBA debut is basketball analyst Jay Mercado. Jay, good evening and welcome back to the show.
Good evening. Nice to be back, Anton.
Jay, what are your initial thoughts on the much-anticipated debut of Bol Bol, which unfortunately for TNT resulted in a loss?
You can imagine how many people watched the game today, no? Kahit the first game sila, halos puno na yung Araneta Coliseum earlier. Of course, you have to understand, it's like never game in the second, though. But nonetheless, a lot of people actually look forward to seeing Bol Bol and how he will perform. One thing we saw, some of the things we saw, he's a skilled player. He moves, he proves that he can be a two-way player. He also has a great interior defender. He's also a great interior defender. He had 5 blocks in that game as well, plus good defensive numbers. Siguro nakikita lang natin din, he can improve as he gets more used to the PBA brand of physicality, because as far as field goal and free throw percentages, he only averaged 44%, 15 of 34 sa field goal and 7 of 16 sa free throw line. So I think those are some of the things that he has to improve. Number 2, siguro he doesn't go down much on defense, no? Medyo mabagal sa depensa. And number 3, yung perimeter defense niya is suspect in the sense that Jalen Johnson actually scored 7 of 16 from beyond the arc, no? Or 7 of 15 rather beyond the arc, no? From the 3-point line and the 4-point line. So, and he was a primary defender against Jalen Johnson. So those are the things that probably you can look into, Coach Hot players would like to look into in the coming games.
Jay, what about the incident where nagkainitan? There was an incident between Kalen Tiongson and Bol Bol, wherein Bol Bol was gesturing that they were talking too much. What did you think about when that transpired during the game?
I think there's so much, they were trash talking along the way, and at the same time, syempre, I think that nagsimula yun, tinulak niya si Adrian Nocum, no? It's like what? 18 inches shorter than him. No? So you have to understand na medyo syempre aalalayan ni Kalen yan. But at the same time, you have to understand also may war involved yan. If you get Bol Bol out of the game, similar to what happened to Jalen Johnson later on in the fourth quarter, if you can get the Bol Bol lose his composure. Remember, si Manute Bol, yung dad niya, hindi rin ganun medyo quick-tempered din yan, short-tempered din yan. So, maybe they were trying to experiment him and trying to find out, sige, hanggang saan ba patience and tolerance level nito?
All right, Jay. Now, despite that incident, it wasn't Bol Bol who got ejected, but the import of Rain or Shine when he had that unfortunate punching incident with Glenn Cobuntin. Why do you think TNT wasn't able to close out the game despite Rain or Shine all of a sudden becoming importless?
Okay, this is one part that I'm probably questioning right now as far as Bol Bol's involvement or how contribution to his team. First, can he handle the brand of physicality? I think we discussed this already kanina, no? Na baka kailangan pa niya mag-adjust pagdating sa physicality. Iba yung physicality sa NBA, iba yung physicality sa PBA. So, alam naman natin na medyo nag-a-adjust talaga siya. Tinulak siya ni Bo Belga, napangiti na lang siya eh. The second one is he a good team player? I think that's a bigger question that we have to ask, no? Can he actually make his teammates play better? So, ang nangyayari ngayon, nahabol nga ng ang Rain or Shine by 7 points. After the Jalen Johnson incident, binawi ng TNT through 2 quick jumpers from Bol Bol himself, no? But the question is, can he actually make his local teammate? There were only 2 locals who actually scored in double digits in that game, no? Si Jason Castro with 13 and Calvin Oftana with 19. So, I guess that's another question that we have to find out. Baka nangyari kasi masyadong umasa kay Bol Bol, Bol Bol didn't have that many assists also in that game.
Could it be also, Jay, that this is the first time that Bol Bol, well, based on our research on him, because in the NBA he's obviously a role player, could it be also that he's adjusting, that this is the first time he is the centerpiece on a basketball team, and maybe he's still feeling his way around his teammates and in the league?
Not just a centerpiece in the with his team, he's a centerpiece in the PBA right now. We have an legitimate NBA player after so many years, no, who's still young at 26 years old and find talent level niya. Pero mahirap i-judge yan, Anton, kasi bakit? judging by history, if you look at it, no, there were three superstar players in the NBA who actually debuted and had mixed results. No? Billy Ray Bates in 1983 debuted for Crispa against Great Taste. He scored 64 points.
Wow.
Crispa won 120, 190. Sorry, Cedric Ceballos, who played one game for San Miguel in the 2003 Reinforced Finals against Coke, scored 11 points and 10 rebounds. San Miguel won that game, 86-81. Pero si Kevin Porter, no, who was part of the Washington Bullets, no, scored 50 points for Toyota in the 1983 Reinforced Conference. But they lost to Tanduay 141-135. So naig sabihin nun, mahirap pa i-judge kayo. Anything can happen. I just named 3 NBA caliber players no, on their debut games. But we for Crispa, so kumbaga ba, yung judgment on him is still in the air para kumbaga ba. But I think Chot Reyes will make sure that he is psychologically, emotionally, and physically prepared in the coming games. Kasi hindi lang yan ang madadaanan niya in the coming games. Swerte siya kasi rain or shine yung kalaban niya. Kumbaga ba, nasanay na siya, no? Namasahe na siya ng konti. Kumbaga ba.
Winelcome na siya sa PBA, kumbaga.
Welcome na siya.
Alright, Jay, great talking with you again. And for sure, we will discuss more things basketball down the road. Jay Mercado with us here on the Scorecard.
Salamat, Anton. Good evening.
Up next, she's already beaten Magda Linette once. Now Alex Eala looks to prove it was no fluke. We'll dig deep into that matchup when we return right here on the Scorecard. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. From a gritty comeback to a familiar test, Alex Eala moves into the round of 32 in Miami, this time as the higher-ranked player, but facing an opponent she had a hard time with. But first, let's take a look at the previous match of Ayala against Germany's Laura Siegemund. Ayala dropped a tie break in the first set, but from the second set onward, she took control of the baseline. Her level rose in key areas, fewer unforced errors, better breakpoint conversion, and stronger execution in long rallies. She closed with back-to-back 6-3 sets and a clear sign of improved fitness and composure. This is becoming a trend. Ayala is not just competing, she is adjusting mid-match and finishing strong. Now over on the other side, Magda Linette also needed 3 sets to advance. But for this matchup, the focus is on what Ayala is building. A player who is learning how to win, not just how to fight. Now, Magda Linette brings experience into this match. But in this matchup, it is Alex Eala who holds the ranking edge. But the rankings do not tell the full story. Linette leads their head-to-head 2-1, winning the first 2 matches in straight sets. In those matches, Ayala struggled to sustain long rallies while Linette controlled the tempo and forced errors. So this right here is the real test, not just whether Ayala can win, but whether she can solve a problem she had a hard time cracking before. And based on her last match, the signs of progress are there. For Alex Eala, this match is about control, not just of the ball, but of the match flow. First, she's got to start strong. She cannot afford to fall behind early. Against Siegemund, she recovered, but against Linette, that plays into a pattern we have seen before. Second, protect the second serve. This will be targeted. Ayala needs a high first serve percentage and smart placement to avoid defensive positions. Third, dictate the rallies. Her improved endurance is a weapon, but she should not rely on it alone. Step inside the baseline, take time away, and use her lefty angles to break rhythm. In Miami, the question here is clear. Can she turn progress into proof? And here's the details for the thrilling matchup tomorrow. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again next week on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and happy weekend.